Hello and welcome to my little workshop. It's very tiny. As you can see, I've just got myself a eShapeoko, whatchamacallit? What's it called? Oh yeah, CNC machine. And it comes in a billion million parts. First thing I did was go through the checklist and actually check every part and make sure every part was here. And then because I'm doing this because there's no really tutorials for the eShapeoko on YouTube where there's actually any audio. It seems like there's a lot of people in Europe that have actually made the eShapeoko, but nobody in the UK or which is where they come from. Here's the letter from Mr. Catlin. Well, I can't even say the name. Apologies to Mr. Vionchu. So basically, I've been looking at getting a CNC machine for about a year now. You see I'll show you a bit more of my shop. It's just I'm in the coal hole underneath the house, and so my shop is about 12 foot long by about 4 foot wide. That's the last time you'll hear me use the imperial measurements, because everything is pretty much metric over here. The first step on the wiki says that you need to take the parts and deburr them. This is the prep before you actually get involved in the actual building of the machine. So we're going to do that now. I'm using just a piece of 240 sandpaper because that's pretty much all I've got it here at the moment. I don't know where my sandpaper is, because like I said, everything is just that little bit of a mess here. So this is the Z-axis, and it's actually the cuts are pretty clean on the extrusions. There's not really a lot of burrs on them, so that's a plus, I guess. I won't bore you with me doing all this at the moment, and I'll come back to you when I've done a bit more. I was quite surprised it's all like really nice solid steel, but it's a shame that there's no coloring on it. So it's not like the eShapeoko and that, which have got the anodized black on them. But I mean, so at a later date, I'll probably take it apart, and once I've actually got it up and running a few times, and I'll give it a bit of a paint job. They're not too badly burred. I don't know what it looks like they laser cut them. There's a little laser globules every now and then. They won't come off with sandpaper, of course. Yeah, so you have to look inside the holes. You get a few of these little burrs on them, I guess. It's just like that. These ones seem okay. Yeah, those are fine. And you could probably take a lot more time than I am, but I'm kind of excited because I want to get going with it. I want to start using it. This one doesn't seem too bad at all either. It's got a bit of plastic on the one side. This keeps it nice and shiny if you want a mirror-like finish. But it's not the easiest thing to take off. How bizarre. It doesn't want to come off at all. I'm just getting over a cold, so I've got a bit of a sniffle. So I apologize if you hear me sniffing. Yeah, it comes off after a while. Okay, I'm not going to film taking all these off because that's boring as hell, really. Okay, the next thing to do is to tap, and it's both ends of the maker slide, both holes, so it's both ends, and just one end of the Z-axis. You got the Z-axis motor mount, which is in pack 6, I think. Yeah, it was in pack 6. These two small holes, they need to be tapped. And the belt tensioners or belt mounts that were in pack 11, just the small hole, there's 3 of those that need tapping as well. So that all needs to be tapped. I won't bore you with actually showing you how I tap because I'm pretty much rubbish at it, so I don't want you to see me breaking a bit off. Well, you're not going to believe this. I actually did manage to break my tap off. Luckily it was in the bottom of the Z-axis and you only had to tap one side. I started using, because the kit came with 2 taps, and the second one, I don't know if you can see it, it gets all gunged up, and the first hole was fine. The second hole, it started stripping the hole when I was trying to take it out because it's all gummed up. I don't know if that's just a poor quality tap set that I've got. I'm gonna put this on hold now and order another tap and see if maybe a better quality tap is going to be what I need. Okay, I managed to finish tapping them. Basically, I used oil, put a bit of oil in them, so they did flow a lot better. It turns out I was, of course it's always my fault. I was using the finishing tap instead of the starting tap. That's why I broke one off in there. But like I said, I mean, I've drilled out the other side. I made a bit of a boob on one of the threads, but hopefully there's enough thread to. If not, well, I guess I'll be ordering another Z-axis. So everything's tapped, and now I'll just put the little bits back in the bags that they came in, so I know where they are, and then it's on to the next stage. Okay, the next job is to mark the eccentric spacers. It doesn't actually say where they are, but for a reference, pack 4's got the Y carriage eccentric spacers. There's 4, and pack 5 has got the X carriage eccentric spacers. So let's have a look. Pack 4. I can't open it. This is pack 4. So the Y carriage, there should be 4 eccentric spacers in here. These bizarre fit there. There's 2, 3, 4. They're bizarre. They're like a big fat nut. I don't know if you can see that. They're a big fat nut, and they're, oh, there you go. Focus. The big fat nut that's been drilled sort of probably, out of center. So that's the eccentric spacers, and you're supposed to, forgot what you're supposed to do, just one sec. Okay, you're supposed to mark these eccentric spacers on the side nearest to the hole. So then that, because that's from the way they're going to be going in. So I guess we just mark them with a Sharpie. Side nearest to the hole is that one there. So we'll mark those. As I said, there's in pack 4 there's 4, and in pack 5 there's 6. So I won't bore you with the details of this bit. You get the idea. Okay, the next thing on the list for the prep is your x-axis. So I'm going to call this part of my your x-axis basically gets bolted together somehow like that. So there needs to be some holes drilled through this slot here. So, and I've got the 500mm kit. So it says, I'm just going to put here an X so I know what it is. It's supposed to drill a hole along here every 125mm. So we'll do that. And right down in the slots, but I'm just marking it up high so I can see where it says 125, 250, 375. So now I'm gonna punch. It's a 3mm hole. Whoa. Too much caffeine today. I got shaky hands. If you're drilling these by hand, you'll have to, I mean, vice it up or do something, but you need to keep it straight because it's going to go straight through and out the other side through the middle beam. I mean, I've got a drill press. It says to drill a, I don't know why it says to drill a 3mm hole or slightly larger. I don't know what that means. Why would they? So I'll have to have a look later on when we've done it all. I'm going to drill 3mm holes on my drill press. I won't. There again, I won't bore you with the details on that. Okay, I forgot to say that you're supposed to drill both of them. So I lined them up together and drilled both of them with a 3mm bit. Next, it says deluxe frame, which I don't have. Next step, go to V wheels. So that's what we're doing next. Okay, next is doing the V wheels, which it says, take a V wheel. We need a precision washer. Precision washer and 2 bearings and a bolt. Which bolt are they using? One of these ones, I'm guessing. No, which ones do they use? They're all M5 cap screws, but I'm going to take one of these. Nearest one. That looks like one that will work. We're going to borrow one from this bag anyways. So, you put washer on one side of the V wheel, and then you push fit it in. It's in as far as it goes. Yeah, that one looks like it's in as far as it goes. Then you put a bolt through. Put the precision washer on, and then you drop the other one on there. The other doohickey. What's it called? Bearing. And then, oh, that's tough. What's going on here? Then, I suppose you can do it with, so it's just so that goes down. Press fit the other washer on, so it's homed, so it's in as far as it'll go. And take that out, and yeah, it looks like it's pretty tight inside. Looks like once you get in, there is no actual gaps, and it spins quite good. So do that till you run out of these little black thingies. You do the. We'll come back and I'll show you how to do the other ones. Actually, I'll show you everyone now. What the hell? Then you've got these ones. What are these called? What pack is this? This pack 1. These are called, God knows. Oh, smooth idler wheel sleeves. These are slightly different. These you put a bearing in, I think. Yeah, you put a bearing in. Let me just double check. So you put a bearing in. You put a bearing in, and then lay one bearing on a flat surface, push your other wheel sleeve over it, lip up of course, the parts are of course fit, push fairly straight down, thread a bolt in, lip slide first, fold, lip slide followed by precision washer, and okay, it's the same. It's the same sort of thing. But you put these ones, because they've got a lip on one side, and you probably can't see it there. Lip on one side, so the lip facing up. So I mean, the washer won't fit in otherwise, really. Just pop that one on. Pop a. God, I'm losing English today. Pop a bolt through it, and then you've got a precision washer. Precision washer. You do get a precision washer. That goes on there. And then you take another bearing. And so you're using that to line them, two of them up. And press that down. That was pretty easy. They do it right though. Yeah, the little bearing's not moving, or sorry, the little washer's not moving inside there, so I mean, there's not really that much pressure. I mean, okay, I'm a big guy, but I'm not putting that much pressure on my thumb. But yeah, and it spins. So then do that now until you run out of those Deburring ones. What are they called? My brain's not working today. The smooth idler wheel sleeves. So you do your V wheels first, because I think they're probably more critical in case you run out of your precision washers. So do those first, and then do the idler wheels, and we'll come back after that's done. Would you looky here? I ended up with a spare bearing. So yeah, I know that if I was missing a bearing, that the supplier would surely DHL me one, overnight. So I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna phone DHL, and I'm gonna actually send that back to the supplier and say, sorry, but you sent me one too many bearing. The next step is the X and Y motor assemblies. I don't have my motors, so hopefully I'll have them tomorrow, and then I'll do that. I'll do the motors tomorrow. Just thought I'd give you a quick show. This massive pile, this massive pile is all going to be taken out, and this is where my my CNC machine is actually gonna sit. Sorry, I mean I have a bit of a stutter. For some reason, my stutter, which I've had all my life, is actually really rubbish today. For some reason, I just can't speak. And so I'll leave you there, and I'll see you tomorrow.